Hi, guys, and welcome back to the Growth Mindset Diaries podcast, hosted by me, Danya. And today I am going over part 2 of episode 6. Because in the first part, I kind of got into what it means to be likable and understanding that everybody's not going to like you, and in turn, you're not going to like everybody as well. But I would like to go more in depth into the topic, so stay tuned for this episode today. And how I'm going to structure it, I'm going to ask questions and really get in depth. And if you've ever struggled with wanting to be liked and that urge to be liked, but it's just not happening for you, or you feel like it's not happening, then this episode is going to be really good for you. And we're going to be able to work out our feelings and talk it out. And I would love for you guys to ask yourself these questions as well. All right, guys, the first question is, what does being likable even mean? And to me, it means a person that their personality is receptive to other people and it's infectious. Like other people want to be around them and they don't get talked about negatively. Maybe not the talking part, or they don't get treated negatively when they're around people. And I can speak from my experience. I feel like I get treated negatively around people. Like I get treated like I'm not even in the room. People just look over me, and that's how I feel. I just feel unseen, and I feel like I don't even matter sometimes in certain rooms. And I want to get to the root of that because I want to start being a light when I go into a room. I want people to be attracted to me and come and talk to me. And I keep running into the situation where I have to talk to people first. And I'm asking people around me, why do I always have to speak first to people? And it really does come down to your demeanor and how you hold yourself. And I would like to see how people see me. I would like to see how I am when I walk into a room. I probably have my head down. I probably have my shoulders not in a confident stance. I'm not walking confidently. And those are the cues, the social cues that people get to be maybe I shouldn't speak to this person. So those are some things that I want to work on. And with, like I said, with this podcast, it's about the growth mindset and reframing things. So I'm coming to the realization that I need to walk more confidently, smile more, dress up more, be even what Rihanna says, if you don't feel confident, you need to fake it. You need to put on your actress mindset or your actress hat and act like you are that girl. Act like you are the most confident. My idea of what I want to be, I could just say the most confident, in shape, driven, ambitious, amazing woman. I need to put on that hat. Act like I'm already that. Live out what I'm manifesting. I'm thinking of a specific person that I would like to be like. Their energy just attracted people around. It was an ex-friend that I had, and I guess I stopped being friends with her because it boiled down to jealousy. Like I said, people would only just come up and talk to her, not me, and yeah. And then it just came down to it I just want to separate myself from this person. And that was the only friend that I had. And the next question here is, did someone tell me I wasn't likable, or did I assume based on how people treated me? Well, I can't really think of a specific time somebody told me I wasn't likable. I wish they would tell me that. No, I'm just kidding. But no, the only feedback I've heard is I need to be more confident when I go into a room and be more open and inviting. But I have never heard oh, you aren't likable. I guess this may be all in my head, or 99% of it may be in my head. And that is pretty scary and not scary at the same time. The scary part was, wow, I really like made up these scenarios and these thoughts and everything that I believe somebody thought of me for all these years. And that's not even the facts. It's just, yeah, that's not even the facts. The reality is, I was just in my head about things. And I need to understand more what it means for things to get into my head, into my mind, and how easy it is for things to get into my head and into my mind. Why am I creating turmoil in my mind and creating issues in my mind? Even to this day, I just met someone new, and for some reason, I thought I did something to offend them, or so I thought I did something to offend them. I made this huge scenario in my head, played it out in my head, and then came to the conclusion that this person just hates me now. And this person just thinks I'm a terrible person and just doesn't like me now. My head made that up. No, the person wasn't even worried about the small thing that I thought I did to them. Or they probably didn't even notice. I probably didn't even do anything to the person. I'm just thinking that I did something. Like, I don't know why I'm like this. But like I said, with this podcast, I'm going to get to the root of why I am the way I am. Why do I think always on the negative spectrum of things? I never once think of anything on the positive side. I'm going to get there though. Doing this podcast, doing this 100 times method, which I talked about in like episode 4 or 3, not sure. But I'm doing 100 episodes of this podcast, and I'm going to really discover myself, and I'm really going to grow and get into my brain and understand why I act the way I act. I'm my own therapist, y'all. I'm my own therapist right now. I'm going to get to the root of this problem. Y'all going to see a woman growing, becoming better. And in this next part, it dives deeper into this. It says, am I looking for proof that people don't like me? And it says, the mind is powerful. It will look for confirmation of whatever we believe. If I assume people don't like me, I start seeing evidence everywhere. Like I just said, I assumed that I did something to this person that made them just hate me. And then I started looking for evidence for it. And started saying like, oh, this person doesn't want to be around me. Just completely creating scenarios in my head. When in turn, what I should have done is just be like, did I do something to offend you? And then the person's going to be like, no. Or just, I'm leaving room or margin for creating these thoughts in my head because I'm not communicating with the person and just seeing like how, feeling their temperature and seeing how they feel about me and our situation that we have. I'm creating these scenarios in my head and answering the questions for them. No, I need to be speaking to the person that I feel like I offended, or speaking to the person that I want to like me, and getting their feedback instead of me just creating all of these issues. And this here is what I have done before. So here's like an example. Like I have a couple of examples. It says, a friend takes a while to respond to my text. They must not like me. Someone doesn't laugh at my joke. I must be boring. So making assumptions. I don't get invited to an event. I must not matter to them. And a specific event popped in my head just now that I didn't get invited to. But what if these things had nothing to do with me? What if, it says. And the first part, it says, what if my friend was just busy? And they weren't able to respond to the text. They were busy. Everybody has their own life, you know. The next thing is, so it says, someone doesn't laugh at my joke. I must be boring. But in all reality, that person didn't hear my joke. That's a possibility. Could happen. And even if they didn't laugh at your joke, it is what it is. And this next thing, I don't get invited to an event. I must not matter to them. And the flip side of it is, The event wasn't personal, just circumstance. And maybe they had like a specific set of people that could go, and you just didn't make the list. And that's okay. That that's going to be like, I'm going to do a podcast episode about things that are just okay. Like that's okay. This didn't happen for you, and that's okay. Try again. It's okay. I'm coming to the realization about that. I have overstressed and put burdens on my shoulders for years upon years, stressing about things that at the end of the day, no matter what, it's okay because you can try again. And now we're going to get into the final section of this likability thing, likability topic. It says, what if likability is not the end goal for you? What if? And it says, instead of striving to be likable, what if I focused on being genuine, confident, kind, and present? I have never thought of it that way. This is nice. I like that this is making me think more. Instead of me trying to be liked by people, I need to focus on my inner core values and personality traits first. Do the inner work, and I believe it will be reflected on the outside. I'm trying to get the outside validation from the people, not do any work on myself, and try to fit into the mold of others first, and not do anything to work for myself. And it's going to be an energy vampire. And the questions I need to ask myself, and you too, what would change if I stopped worrying about being liked and focused on being real? Oh snap, we're going deep here. And honestly, I don't know my real self. What is my real self? There is some quality traits that I like. I like that I find humor in things. I like that I am somewhat patient. I am understanding. So I need to focus on those things. So add those into being, and add the being genuine, confident, kind, and present. Add that into my personality. I need to add those things in, keep doing the inner work, and I'm going to challenge myself to maybe go to an event, go to an event where you can get dressed up, look nice, and start implementing what I'm learning here. Like, after doing this inner work on myself, go out there and start interacting with people again and see if I am the first thing is if I'm looking for the validation on the people's faces, like looking for the cues that they are liking me. I don't want that anymore. I just want to go into situations and just be me, be my real self, and not worry about looking for the social cues or being liked or accepted. Just go. And the last thing that I'm going to end with today, it says, at the end of the day, my worth isn't defined by how many people like me. It's defined by how fully I show up as myself. Period. I was definitely putting my worth into others, and that will never end well. It never will. I have to put my worth into Danya. I am in this body. I have to value myself.